Well, the first thing to do to start the controller is turn on this in this part. Now this is on, and you need to take the teach pendant and put the robot in the home position. This is, you put the wrong button, then 1 because it's the wrong position, and then press enter. Now the robot is going to home position. And that's it.
It has 6 freedom degrees and a 7th degree that is this one. This robot has a manipulator that is here. Also, part of the robot is a module where all the software and commands are given. A teach pendant. Here, this help us to give commands to the robot. An emergency stop. If you want to control it by the teach or auto give us the opportunity to manipulate the robot by this computer. This computer is an important peripheral to the robot because it gives us the opportunity to program the robot here. And also, the robot is conformed by a conveyor, so the process can be done.
And now I'm going to describe some of the elements on the teach pendant. First, we have the teach and auto selector. Here we can choose if we will work with the control manually, the manual control, or the auto control from the CPU. Next, we have the emergency stop, that if the emergency occurs, we can press and all the movements will stop. Also, we can release to continue the actions. Next, we have the joint X axis selector or tool. ¿Cómo se dice? Here we have the axis selector that is for joints, world coordinate X, Y, and Z, and tool. The joints move each articulation of the robot, the motors. The world coordinate will move from the center that is fixed on the robot base, and the tool is also on the X, Y, and Z axis, but the center is fixed on the tool of the robot. Next, we have the group select, in which we can select from group A to group B. The group A is for the robot movements, and the B group is for the 7 axis. In this case, is the movement backward and forward of the robot. The run option will execute all already recorded routines like homes and shutdown. Control on off will able and disable the motors on the robot. The open and close will open and close the gripper. The numbers, here we can choose the axis with the the X, Y, and Z, or we can choose the joints for any axis. For example, 1, 2, 3, the 7 axis, dependent in the group we're working. The plus and minus keys. Here we can move in positive and negative movements in the axis. In the speed, we can choose the speeds on the road movements and the linear movements and all that stuff. And finally, in the record position, we can record any position in which the robot is positioned, just pressing it and choosing one number inside of the array already declared, and press enter, and we'll save the position.
Okay, now we are going to explain the different type of movements that this robot has. The first one is the joints movement, that it is a coordinate system in which each axis rotates around its rotation center. To select it, you have to go to the teach pendant to this button and press it until it says joints, and then you select the joint that you want to move. For example, joint 3. And you only push the button plus and minus to move in the positive or negative direction. Then it is the world coordinate, that it is a Cartesian coordinate system, and it has the origin at the footprint of the robot, and then you select it also here in this button until it appears X, Y, and Z, that are the axes. You select the axis Y, that is on the number 2, and you press the button to move it positive or negative. That is the same of the last system.
Well, in this part, we are going to save the positions in the robot. First, we have two different coordinates for these positions. For the robot, we have the group A, and for the 7th axis, we have group B. In this case, we are going to save a position in the group B. The group B represents the 7th axis in the robot. Now, we are going to move it. We select first the axis number 7, and then we move it for the positions we want to record. We reach the position, and then we record that position. In this program, we create 5 memory stages for different positions. We are going to select the number 5, and then we record it. If we move our robot in the 7th axis, and then reach a position that is not the position number 5 we declare in our PTD, we are now moving for it. We choose move, number 5, and then we press enter, but we hold this button on to reach that position until the robot get the position. You turn it off, the button, and that's it.